When it comes to super famous people, fans probably assume they're way too cool and busy to get wrapped up in dorky things like everyone else. But that couldn't be further from the truth in the case of these mega celebrities who are just as nerdy as anyone, if not more so, and darn proud of it too. Rosario Dawson. She might have earned a lot of street cred by kicking so much tail on screen over the years, but Rosario Dawson has gotten some serious points for her geekdom as well. The actress has made no secret of her love of Star Trek and can even spout off a few words of Klingon on cue as well.
Kapla means success.
Kapla means success?
Kapla, yeah.
Any other words you know?
Putach. But that's only for the people out there who speak it and they know what I said.
Like any good Trekkie, Dawson knows that some installments are better than others, and she's fully versed on what makes this series as a whole so great.
Some of the films are great, some of the films are not great, but you get into it, the world has always been remarkable. Imagine a world in the future where we didn't have money and it was about excellence and exploration.
Here's hoping she'll someday get the chance to jump from the Marvel TV Universe scene to the Starship Enterprise. Want to get nerdier than that? Dawson also co-wrote the comic Occult Crimes Task Force. Tom Hanks. Being the everyman of Hollywood, it makes sense that Tom Hanks has a geeky hobby like most of us do, but his is pretty hard to guess. Tom Hanks is ridiculously into typewriters.
Beautiful knobs.
Hanks reportedly owns over 250 old typewriters.
And I would say that 90% of them are in perfect working order.
He adores how they're little more than ink and paper, and you can't hack them, nor can the cloud glitch and erase all your data.
You're typing on something that works exactly the same as it did in 1938.
Hanks loves the machine so much that he wrote a whole book about them. Uncommon Type is a collection of 17 short stories, all of which are linked by typewriters and typing. Want to get nerdier? Well, Hanks also co-developed an app called Hanks Writer, which turns your iPad into a typewriter. Dave Bautista. WWE champion turned Guardians of the Galaxy star Dave Bautista looks like he has just two central hobbies: working out and flexing. But his geeky side hobby might just be cuter than Baby Groot. The muscle man likes to collect vintage lunchboxes in his spare time.
This is actually the lunchbox I started my collection with. It's a 1982 ET, original tags, everything.
Like any collector, Bautista has one piece that's the most prized of his entire collection, as he explained to IGN in 2005. My favorite is the 1967 Green Hornet lunchbox because Bruce Lee is on it. But he's also regularly geeked out about other editions, like a 1954 Superman lunchbox he found after a lot of effort tracking one down. One of his most recent grabs was a 2014 Drax lunchbox, featuring that familiar phrase.
Finger to the throat means death.
Director James Gunn custom-made that lunchbox just for him because, as a fellow nerd, he definitely gets it, even if Bautista tries to play down his obsession.
Is the reason you collect lunchboxes
Wow,
because you like lunch so much you needed a lot of boxes to put all
hungry.
of it in?
Oh yeah, I need to have food close by.
Natalie Portman. She isn't just a world-renowned actress. Natalie Portman is also one of the smartest people in Hollywood. Though she got her start in show business at a very young age, Portman took a break from acting to pursue a degree in psychology at Harvard University. While some might have found it risky for her to step back from the spotlight when her career was still on fire, she told New York Post in 2002, "I don't care if college ruins my career. I'd rather be smart than a movie star." During the course of her studies, she participated in several advanced research studies, and she's since found a way to couple her academic and career interests by delivering lectures about the messages of her movies to university students on occasion.
God, you go to Harvard, everyone gives you a hard time for the rest of your life.
Stephen Colbert. He might seem like a cavalier late-night host whose cool factor has propelled him to become the reigning king of late night, but there's one subject that makes Stephen Colbert geek out harder than anyone on this planet or Middle-earth, and that's Lord of the Rings. Colbert's fascination with J.R.R. Tolkien's fantasy books is so intense, in fact, that even Peter Jackson, who directed the films based on his works, said he'd never met a bigger Tolkien geek in his life than Colbert. The funny man has spent his life devouring every book of the saga.
Not just The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. I'm talking Farmer Giles of Ham, Smith of Wootton Major, Leaf by Niggle.
He might be able to spout off information about the current state of political affairs like an old Washington pro, but that's nothing compared to when he gets going about the fantasy realm.
Gandalf is a Maiar who has been in Arda since Iluvatar cried Ea.
So imagine how excited he must have been when the worlds collided and he earned a cameo spot in the second Hobbit film. And perhaps his nerdiest moment came when he took scientists to task for naming a new species of spider after Smeagol instead of his evil alter ego, Gollum.
Smeagol wasn't a scary creature that lived in a cave. You should have named the spider Golem.
If that wasn't geeky enough, he took his criticism of the name choice even further by suggesting,
You want to name a spider after a Lord of the Rings character? Why not choose the character that's a spider? Shelob.
lesson learned. Before anyone does anything even remotely related to Lord of the Rings ever again, they need to run it by this guy first. Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.